how Hillary Clinton was able to amass so much income in such a short space of time.
Well, basically, most of the money is coming from two pockets. First of all is her writing career, her books. Her memoir, Hard Choices, has gotten her at least $6 million by our calculation so far. There's a couple million more that are going to come in based on how the advance is structured. The other big pocket of money is her speaking career. She's, by our calculation here at Bloomberg, she's given 100 speeches since leaving the State Department last February, and she gets, on average, $200,000 per speech. So you can tell from doing a quick little bit of math there that not all those 100 speeches were paid for. A lot of them she did for free, or the money went to her foundation. But enough of them were that she was able to get $6 million from speaking as well.
And why not? Why wouldn't we say, good on her, American dream believers? She has a right to go do that and make an income. It was legal. It was fair. People wanted to hear from Hillary. Why not do it?
Well, no one's saying that she's done anything illegal, and she certainly hasn't, and she's following a pretty long tradition of public officials going out on the speaking circuit, making a lot of money after leaving government. The issue that Hillary Clinton faces is that she's now thinking about running for president and looking like she is probably running for president at a period where her base, the Democratic base, is really focused on this issue of income inequality. So her wealth by no means prohibits her from becoming the Democratic Party nominee. It's just something that she's really going to have to finesse. How she talks about her wealth is going to be really important. Does she do so in a way that makes her seem relatable to the average voter? Does she do so in a way that convinces Democratic voters that she still cares about income inequality, even though she's been making an awful lot of money?
So those who would be critical, what would they say? She should have charged less for all these speaking engagements? It's a free market. That's her value.
No, what they would say is that she shouldn't have spent her time making speeches, to private equity firms and Wall Street banks. That's what they would say.
Yes, but why not? Don't people criticize the
Stephanie, it's not about reason. It's not about reality. It's about perception. She's trying to woo the Democratic voter, right? Does the Democratic voter approve, like the idea of Hillary Clinton making speeches to financial industry fat cats? I think that's a fair question.
I think part of the issue here, too, is, what Republicans are starting to do is leverage some of the same attacks they leveraged against that Democrats leverage, rather, against Mitt Romney in the last election. This idea that she's out of touch. When was the last time she drove a car? When was the last time she went grocery shopping? Does she understand what the issues that most people in this country are facing, even though she herself doesn't have to deal with any of these issues on a daily basis? And I think part of the problem, and part of what we've seen during her book tour, has been how she's handled these questions when she's been asked in interviews about her wealth. How she's handled it hasn't been quite the right response. She, of course, said that that she was dead broke. That seems a little tone deaf, given the type of economic situation that most people are in America right now.
We're probably going to see this issue bubble up, Lisa, long before Hillary Clinton ever gets, provided she does, the nomination. This is material that other Democrats can attack her with in the primaries, right?
Yeah, I certainly think it will fuel potential primary challengers from other Democrats. Right now, it doesn't seem like there's anyone who can really... It seems like she's on a path for the nomination. It doesn't seem that there's anyone that can really mount a super strong candidacy against her. But it will certainly give them fuel to attack her, and those attacks could be repeated in the general election, depending, who her opponent ends up being. So it's more about this stage. It's about, she certainly has a lot of time to recover. We're an awful long way out from the election. But it's more about setting a narrative and the kind of narrative that she's going to set. And that's what we're seeing now.
If you were Reince Priebus, chairman of the Republican National Committee, how would you be thinking about scripting a negative campaign ad on this issue?
Well, we're already seeing negative attacks on this issue. The RNC unveiled a website today dedicated to focusing on Hillary's wealth. There's a super PAC founded actually by ex-Romney campaign folks who are really focused on attacking her wealth. And they're sort of painting her as I said before, as out of touch. They're also asking a lot of questions about, her taxes, where the money's coming from. And sort of similar to the attacks that we saw against Romney in 2012, they're questioning what she did to make the money. They're saying she didn't make anything. She didn't own a company. She just sort of marketed herself.